Bible verses. I'm going to talk to you a little bit, and I want to show you something. Proverbs chapter 29 is one of the most important chapters in the Bible when it comes to leadership. When it comes to leadership. And listen, that's what parenting is. It's about leadership. It's about moms and dads leading. What is leadership? Is leadership you walking around all the time with a rod saying, do this, do that, do this, do that, and so long as you're present, they do what you say? That's not good leadership.
No, it isn't.
Good leadership is instilling in someone's heart and their mind a direction. Bring up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now that literally means that he'll go in that way, but he said he should go. And so it means this. It means that the way that he should go and the direction that he should follow will always be a part of his mind, will always be a part of his thinking. Now, he may wrestle with that because man has a will. Listen, God brought up his children in the way that they should go. He said, I have nourished and brought up children, but they have what? They have rebelled against me. But the reason that God sent prophets and preachers to them when they were later on was not to teach them his way, but to remind them of what he had already taught them, because the children of Israel knew from children the way they should go. From their very first days as God's people, when he brought them out of Egypt, what did he begin to do? He began to teach them. Teach them. I'm not going to turn to all the passages, but in the book of Deuteronomy. And I may give you some of these references later, but I just want you to hear this for a moment. He said, write these things down. He said, put them in your house. He said, when you sit with your children in your house, speak about them. Talk about them. Hey, people talk about tithing, taking a 10th portion of this and a 10th of that. Can I tell you why tithing is important? You can say whatever you want to, because it's a whole lot easier to teach tithing to a child than it is to teach grace giving.
Yeah.
You say, well, I'm for that. I believe in that. That's good. But here's why God used tithing, the principle of tithing. It was something they were supposed to do, and their children would see them doing it. They would see them taking a 10th portion of this and a 10th portion of that. And here's what they would do. They would say, Daddy, why are you doing it that way? And the child would say, because God said so. Why? Because God wanted us, and he would use that to illustrate the mighty power of God and how God gave them victory over their enemy. We'll look at some of those things. And I want you to understand this, though, that God wanted the children of Israel to teach their children about God. God wanted the children of Israel not to neglect their children. There are tribes over in South Pacific area where the little children, they don't even acknowledge them until they're teenagers. They just run wild and do whatever they want to do. Can I tell you what? It's that same way in America. In America, there are families, there are homes where the little children are not acknowledged. You say, well, I acknowledge my children. I know what their favorite TV show is, and I know exactly what channel it's on. And I set them down right there in front of the TV, and I turn on their favorite cartoons, and then I take care of my business because those kids will drive you crazy. That's not parenting, by the way. That's not teaching children. You know why life is so hard for us whenever our children become teenagers? It's because we didn't do our job when they were little.